Now let's talk about the geographical characteristic of the region, Mâcon plus geographical denomination. The region is marked by an oceanic climate with southerly influences that come up from the Rhône River Valley via the Saône River Valley. These influences keep the rainfall down, and here on the west, the Charolais Hills protect partially the region from the wet oceanic influences. Rainfall is spread evenly across the year. Summers are hot and sunny. Now let's focus on what makes the specificity of this region. One of its key characteristics is the particularly turbulent tectonics, beautifully illustrated by the rocks of Solutré and the rocks of Vergisson. This area is like a collection of long running crests running from south-southwest to north-northwest and separated by parallel faults. Each of these ranges is turned to the east. The granite and the schist basement from the primary era is covered by the sedimentary rocks made of marl and limestone from the secondary era. The tectonic and the great variety of subsoil explain the great diversity of the soil found here. We can split them into three categories: siliceous and acid soil on the basement dating back from the primary era. They are sandy soil with good drainage on the granite formation, and they have more clay and pebbles on the shell formation. A perfect example are the three villages of Serrières, Pierreclos, and Bussières. The second category is made of limestone soils, which are very often very stony, and they are on slope facing east on Jurassic basement. For example, Verzé, Igé, Péronne, Lugny, or even Chardonnay. And finally, shallow loamy soils on marls, which are quite deep at the bottom of the slopes. Let's take three examples of Mâcon plus geographical denomination. The first one will be Mâcon-Uchisy, then Mâcon-Verzé, and Mâcon-Serrières. We will see through those three examples how different geological conditions and also exposure will reflect into the wine. Overlooking the Saône River Valley, Uchisy is located on the easternmost range of the Mâconnais region. The vines are well exposed, facing the rising sun in the morning, and they are planted on hillsides at an altitude between 240 and 300 meters. On the top part of the hillside, we can find limestone banks alternating with deep marls dating back from the Jurassic period, Middle and Upper Jurassic. To the north, we have two types of white limestone, crinoidal and oolitic limestone. Lastly, near the village, the vineyard is growing on gentle slope made of clay and also lots of pebbles, limestone pebbles, coming from the erosion. Mâcon-Uchisy can only produce white wine, made of Chardonnay, of course. The wines are very expressive, with a fleshy texture and a nice fresh finish, which are the trademarks of this appellation. The vineyard of Verzé is split in two parts. The main part is located on the west side, facing east, and the second part is located on the east side, facing west. On the first part, the vineyard is located on the slope between 280 and 410 meters, and the top of the slope is made of limestone and marls. Those limestones are dated back from the Middle Jurassic, and they show some ferruginous veins well suited to grow gamay. The foothills and the eastern slope combine marl and limestone from the Upper Jurassic period. They are white in color, and the soil are more or less deep. Minerality is the signature of the Mâcon-Verzé white. It brings a very rigorous profile and brings lots of freshness to the wine. Red Mâcon-Verzé have a delightful red ruby color Their mouth is silky and make their wine very accessible to wine lovers. Okay, we reach now Serrières. The vineyard here is located on a quite high altitude in comparison with the rest of the Mâconnais region, around 400-415 meters, and it's located on the both sides of a small valley of La Petite Garonne. The cool climatic condition of this area slow down the vegetative cycle of the grapes. The vines are facing east or southeast, benefit from a lot of sunshine. They grow on siliceous soil and reddish pink sand, which are the result of the erosion of ancient rocks dating back to the primary era. These soils are very well adapted to the production of red wines from the Gamay grape that explain why Mâcon Serrières can only be produced with that grape. Those wines show aromas of undergrowth and pepper, and the mouth is well balanced, the tannins are very well integrated, and they show a real potential of aging. This pretty quick overview of the map shows that all the Mâcon plus the geographical denomination are not alike at all. A Mâcon IG doesn't have the same character than a Mâcon Péronne or a Mâcon Bussière or even a Mâcon Chardonnay. It definitely tells us that it's time to have a new approach of this appellation.